I never know when that song's going to end, so we'll just jump over there. BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We've got another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. 2 races here today. We have got the starting a race. The Knuckleheadz iRacing League are the hosts. We're in Rosberg, Eldora. Speedway dirt street stocks for the Reece Monument dirt street stocks. The guys are currently out in practice right now. Let's see if we can get some look at some times and stuff. There we go. Quick time Chad Putterball currently 18 at 341. He was doing a bit of security early. Wasn't sure he was going to make it. Here he is here, not only making it, but the fastest out there on the track. Thanks for the like and the share, Kelly. Welcome in, brother. Kelly McKellen in the house. 6th quickest. Mikey Mixer's there in between him and Chad Putterball, Andy Williams, Chris Standridge, Dawson Potter. Looks like we've also got Brent Vanderwood, Jonathan Foxworth, Travis McDonald, Richard Jackson, Alan Hunt, Wayne Bridges, Matthew Land, Brian Angel, and Tina Davis. Up after this one, we do have the KP Plumbing Services UMP Mods. They'll be over at Volusia Speedway Park. So 2 lots of good races coming your way today. Only about 30 seconds left in practice before we jump on over to qualifying. See a couple of the guys out there on the track. I suppose it won't hurt to get to the track cams a bit earlier in the piece. Let's have a look. We've got Mikey Mixter, Travis McDonald, Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges. There we go. Practice wrapped up. The 15 cars are going to move over to qualifying now. Fastest will start pole in heat 1. That is the coveted position. That's the one that generally leads to the feature start. There he is, Mikey Mixter. Throwback paint night also. So a lot of the guys will be using older style paints, ones that they possibly started on, or a bit of an old school paint. I know Chris Standridge is running the Bob Show logo. There's the old Cause 91. Looks like Andy Williams has brought the new car out. Right, Chris Standridge, 18 at 636 is our quick time at the moment. Mikey Mixter, 18.747, 18.756. Jet Putterball moves himself up into 2nd place, 18.653. Oh, so close to that 636. 793 for Brian Angel, Dawson Potter, 18.821, 18.853. A lot of 18.8s, 18.9s. A couple of 19s down the bottom there. Kelly McKellen, Matthew Land, Tina Davis in the 21-second mark. It's 91, Tom Land, Motorwear International. So we've got Tom and Matthew Land out there here today. Looks like Tom might have been a late register. I see 15 cars on the leaderboard, but Tom out there. So yeah, we've picked up a 16th car for this battle. That's pretty cool. Oh, no race sound. Why is there no race sound? Someone's default. There we go. Now it's not just my beautiful voice. Tom Land 18.745 beats Mikey Mixter's third place time by 2,000th of a second. 18.745, 18.747. Crow's Nest 45. Is this open to everyone to race? Look, it's a league that doesn't have too many conditions in terms of joining. The only main one they do have is that there is an I rating cap. Hang on, let me see if I can't get their I rating up on the screen here. Actually, let's do it this way. So I believe 3,000 or 2.5. I believe 3,000 is the cutoff. So if you're under 3,000 I rating there, Crow's Nest, then look up Knuckleheadz iRacing League on Facebook. They run dirt street stocks and UMPs today. Tomorrow they run asphalt street stocks and non-winged cars. And then on Wednesday mornings Australian, they run limited late models. And all broadcast live on BobbethTV. All right, Chris Standridge, Mikey Mixter, that'll be the front row. Dawson Potter and Brett Vanderwood will be the second row. Third row is going to be Andy Williams and Tina Davis as we get our heat racing action started. All right, off we go and racing heat one. First heat of the night of, I reckon probably 6 heats, maybe. Definitely 3 here tonight. Let's get to our fans and cans. If we can't get to the rear of Chris Edwards' car, check out that awesome throwback logo. There it is. Kind of see it there, BobbethTV. Mikey Mixter in second. Dawson Potter currently third. Andy Williams, Brett Vanderwood and Tina Davis fourth, fifth and sixth as we come around for the first half of this 6-lap heat race. 3 laps in. It's going to be 3 to go when we get this one done. They are still tightly packed together. So the leader not really able to get away, but a great throwback machine, as is Mikey Mixter's. Dawson's gone back to his original paint. I'm not sure. Kellogg's 22 doing fine there, holding Mikey Mixter off as we get to the 5th of 6 laps. Just 2 to come here in heat 1. Standard just going to take this Monte Carlo all the way to the front row of our feature starting race here tonight. White flag lap heat 1, 6 of 6. Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks. This is for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. 5 races over 3 nights, all on BobbethTV. Pardon me. Oh, bounced off the wall. Christian straight into Mikey Mixer. Nailed him perfectly. Results come through. Heat 1's results. Why have I got the hiccups so early in the night? Tina Davis finished at 6th. Yoda Outlaws, Brett Vanderwood. Sorry, my dog decided he was going to bark loudly. Tina Davis in 6th. Brett Vanderwood, Yoda Outlaws in 5th. Andy Williams in 4th. Kate Chatsbury and Dawson Potter in 3rd. Mikey Mixed a 2nd, but Outcast Racing's Chris Standridge will take the Heat 1 victory. We'll secure the pole position start in our feature. Heat 2 is going to be, once we get it all sorted out, there we go. Chet Puttable, Jonathan Foxworth on that front row. Richard Jackson and Wayne Bridges, 2nd row. Kelly McKellen will be on that 3rd and final row. Brooks Trammell in that chat. Hello, brother. Welcome in. Hope you don't mind. I've been giving your lady a bit of grief on the TikToks. I love the ice bath as well. Good on you, man. Well done. Thank you for the like also. More throwback paints in here. We've got the Citibank 92, Citigo 92 for Wayne Bridges. Looks like the 20 up the front, Chat Puttable as well. I think the 53, Richard Jackson, he's always had a bit of a throwback paint, so didn't have to change much. As is Jonathan Foxworth with the Saturday night special. 48, Kelly McKellen. Appreciate you, appreciate you. Off we go, Chad, off to a good start. Looks like he will be the guy lining up alongside Chris Standridge on the front row here in our feature race. All right, lap 4 of 6, first half of this lap race, heat race. Heat 2 done and dusted, actually more than that. We're on our 5th lap, 2 to go. Check Puttable completely running away with this one. Nice paints in here tonight. Brett Vanderwood, yeah, they could not agree. Brent over on the YouTube side of things. Some of these throwbacks are awesome. I love a good throwback night. All right, here we go. Checkered flag. Heat 2 is over. Chad Puttable is going to win Heat 2. Let's just double check actually who our current Reece Monument Dirt Street Stock Points champion is. The winner of last week's round, Travis McDonald, and our points leader, Chad Puttable. Oh, Josh Roberts equal points, it looks like. So we might have a few guys going to the rear. So maybe Chris won't have Chad on the front row. Let's get over to our results really quickly for Heat 2, though. There we go. Wayne Bridges in 5th. Mo Diggy Mafia's Kelly McKellen in 4th. Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson at 3rd. The B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth in 2nd. But Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Puttable will win Heat 2. The grid for our 3rd and final heat for the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks is lining up. It's going to be Tom Land and Brian Angel. Travis McDonald and Alan Hunt on that 2nd row. Matthew Land's going to be on that 3rd and final row. As they roll out, just give me one moment. Coffee cup on the bench. Turn kettle back on. baby. BobbethTV is with us, so putting in the coffee request with her allows me to get back even quicker. Running the old R3 paint, so that's what I thought. I thought it was the original paint. Yeah, Dawes, well done, man. It's good to see the original Orange 44. I've missed it. I have missed it. Mine is called Bristol 95. I like yours too, Chris. I like the BobbethTV logo needed to be a bit more prominent, but apart from that, I do enjoy it. Apart from that, he says. All right, off we go, and racing. Brian Angel, he couldn't find a throwback paint, so he just grabbed the rusted old race car from out the back and bring that on the track. 91, the 88, the 72, the 091. We've got two lands in this race. Tom Land, Matthew Land. Thomas Dennis, welcome in, brother. You just missed out. I don't know if you got to see Chad get the second heat victory, but Chad just got it done. Didn't want to scare the kids. Hey, I'm happy for my face to be up in the mantelpiece. If it means another kid doesn't get burnt, I'm all for it. Halfway mark of this 6-lap heat race, 3 laps in, only 3 more to come before we get to our feature races. We've still got another lot of heat racing to come here tonight. That's the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. We'll be at Volusia Speedway Park for that one. All the 91 got a bit loose. Travis McDonald contact there on that 4th lap. So Tom Lamb got to keep that one running though. Travis will get the worst of it. Thank you for the like also, Chris. Appreciate you over at Facebook. 3 white flag lap coming out 3 and 4 for that last time. It is going to be Brian Angel getting that race car in the 3rd heat lead. Tom Land coming in behind him. Alan Hunt finishing up that 3rd place. Mike Davis in the chat. Oh, Harper. Speaking of the idiot, I was just reading that message and laughing to myself. Hello. Harper at Twitch. Mike Davis in Facebook. Mad Dog, how you doing, brother? All right, we've got to get to the results. I didn't get to the results of Heat 3 before we got to the lineup for the start of this feature race here. Matthew Land is in 5th place. Travis McDonald finished 4th. Alan Hunt 3rd. Tom Land in 2nd. But Yoda Outlaws driver Brian Angel in 1st. All right, grid for our feature race here tonight. Let's get to the right screens, Bob. There we go. All right, so as they qualify, Chris Anderson, Chad Puttable, Brian Angel and Mikey Mixter on that 2nd row. 3rd row, Jonathan Foxworth and Tom Land. Dawson Potter and Richard Jackson on that 4th row. 5th row is going to be Alan Hunt and Andy Williams. 6th row is going to be Travis McDonald and Kelly McKellen. I don't know where I got Mike Mad Dog Davis from. Brett Vanderwood, Wayne Bridges on that 7th row. Matthew Land and Tina Davis on that 8th and final row. "35 laps, Eldora Speedway." They just did the, didn't they have the Eldora World 100 just recently? I believe. Brooks, you're the guy that normally is up on that sort of stuff. Didn't, was it Nick Hoffman? No, Ricky Thornton Jr., Nick Hoffman came 3rd. That's right. That's right. Mike Davis had the work, so no fun for me tonight. Nah, look, and we do talk about this, man. Like, obviously, our lifestyle, our work is what enables us to do this. So sometimes that does take precedence, just because it does allow us to continue to do this. So, nah, look, we will miss you for the night, my man. You will be sorely missed on the track, but thank you for tuning in. Oh, so I can tart my second coffee before we even start the second race. The fireworks are a go. There's been a crash though. Oh, it looks like they might keep it green though. It's like trying to see who that might have been on the telemetry. No yellow flag has come out. That doesn't seem to show who the crash actually was. No Josh Roberts here tonight, so it looks like Chad Puttable going to the rear of the field by himself. All right, we'll get this one lined up. We'll get this one back underway very, very quickly. Jonathan Foxworth, Wayne Bridges in the pits. Alright, about to get this one back underway. Looks like Jonathan Foxworth still in the pits, but just at the pit exit. So he's either just sort of sitting there. No, I think he's sitting there just at the exit. So he looks like he's about to come out. No, he is coming out. We can see on the track map there, he will rejoin our field. Go and a racing percentage. Mikey Mixon, Tom Lamb, Brian Angel, Dawson, Potter, Richie Jackson, Alan Hunt, Andy Williams, Travis McDonald, Kelly McKinnon, Brett Vanwood, Chapel, Matthew Lander, Wayne Bridges, Tina Davis, Jonathan Foxworth. So we're starting to get a few laps going here, so we'll jump over to the funky cams. Won't you take me to funky cam? And let's check this out. Sure, we've been through this. If you're a familiar fan of BobbethTV, this camera will show up. We don't know why, what it's for. Can't get rid of it. I've officially modified every camera available to me on the track, and that one does not show. Christina Stella, race leader, Mikey Mixon, Tom Land, Dawson Potter, Brian Angel, the 5s, Andy Williams, Alan Hunt, Travis McDonald, Brent Vanwood, Richard Jackson, the 10, Brent and Richard battling it out for that 9th and 10th spot though. 11 to 16, Chad Puttable, Kelly McKellen, Wayne Bridges, Jonathan Foxworth, Matthew Landon, Tina, not Tim, Tina Davis. Sorry, Tina. This is the ex-Mrs. Mad Dog. About a fifth of the way into this race now. Mikey Mixter has moved up into the number 1 spot, getting himself past Chris Standridge. Let's see if we can see what happened there. Here we go. Let's just jump back a few laps. There's Chris down the bottom. Mikey Mixter up high. So Mikey just got that momentum run through the turns, built that high line run. was just gradually able to get that car into the relative first place position. Tom Land might have given him a bit of a draft push along the way as he got past Chris Standridge as well. Chris fell back to third there. Tom Land and Mikey Mixter second and first currently. There's the 7, Brian Angel there, just currently running in 5th place. He's got Andy Williams, Chris Standridge, Tom Land, Mikey Mixture up ahead of him, but he also has Travis McDonald, Alan Hunt, Chad Football, Richard Jackson, and Brett Vanderwood behind him. Up on the halfway mark of our first of 2 feature races here tonight. We're going to start off with the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks here at Eldora Speedway, Rossburg, USA. And then we're going to head on over to Volusia Speedway Park for the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. Bit of different action here tonight, Dirt Street Stocks and the UMP Mods, both on very racy tracks, so some good action coming our way. We had the Gen 3 V8 Supercars Season 5 for the Aussie Sim Racing League last night. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, will be the GT3 Challenge for the Aussie Sim Racing League. So, got some Australian night racing happening, road course action. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning Australians. We've got our dirt track racing. So a little bit of everything for someone, a little bit of everything for everyone. Hope you enjoy what you see. All right, 20 of 35 in. It's still Tina Davis in 16th, Dawson Potter 15th, Matthew Land in 14th, 13th, Richard Jackson 12th, Kelly McKellen, Jonathan Foxworth in 11th, our top 10, Wayne Bridges, Brett Vanderwood in 9th, 8th, Alan Hunt, Chad Football in 7th, 6th, currently Brian Angel, our top 5, Travis McDonald, Andy Williams in 4th, our podium runners, Chris Standridge 3rd, Tom Land currently 2nd, and Mikey Mixter, our race leader. Looks like Mikey coming up. He's got a bit of a land sandwich there. He's got Tom Land behind him in 2nd, but looks like he's got Matthew Land lap traffic up ahead of him. So we'll just jump up here and watch this little battle play out. No caution has come out. That's going to give the boys a chance to reset. So Jonathan Foxworth might have crashed. Let's have a look. Low drifted all the way up and just, got the bum tap from the 92 Wayne Bridges, sends the 29 all the way around. Saturday night special indeed. the 24 of 35. We're just going to get these cars lined back up double wide so we can get this race back underway. Looks like front row will be... what's happening there? Oh, yellow flag. We're back into racing, apparently. Not sure why Jonathan Foxworth up the front scored as the leader. He is not the race leader. Oh, there's been a big crash between Chris Stanridge and I think Tom Land. It's hard to tell what is going on. Let's get to a better camera. All right, about 8 more laps to go in the first of 2 feature races. 27 to 35. Jonathan Foxworth says he's our race leader, but I don't buy that. So we'll wait until this reset because he did crash and cause that last caution. I think he just didn't get back out in time. All right, looks like we're about to get this one back underway. Might be a single file restart by the looks of it. Having trouble determining the order though. That looks like it's Tom Land in third, Chris Stanridge in second. So Mikey mixed it, but Jonathan Foxworth still scored as our race leader for some reason. Obviously, that'll probably fix up once we go on. So Mikey Mixer, Chris Sanders, Tom Land, Andy Williams, Chad Porterbold, Travis McDonald, Brett Van Wood, Brian Angel, Alan Hunt, Cameron McKenna, Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges, Richard Jackson, Matthew Landtrim, Tina Davis, and Jonathan Foxworth. That is our racing order, but I don't think Tina's in the race. Oh no, there she is. It's here on the track. Just 3 laps down. Porsche back out again. What was that one for? Not really helping me out here today. Alright, looks like we're single file restarting it here. It does say Jonathan Foxworth is our race leader, but it's actually Mikey Mixter who is in the race lead. As we get to 29 of 35, so it'll be 30th lap in just a moment. 20th chap almost put up into that wall there by the 725 Andy Williams. Caution back out again. We're quick back-to-back cautions here. Nothing there, green flag and then yellow flag and then that's it. So not sure if they're trying to get the competition caution to happen. This one gets started, 5 to go before we decide the finish of the Eldora round of the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks. We'll then head on over to Volusia Speedway Park for the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. All right, I reckon we'll get this single file restart lap 30 of 35 in just a moment. So we've got the lead situation sorted out up the front here now. Mikey Mixter officially scored in our race leader. Still thinks Jonathan Foxworth is, but that'll just before a lap. No, not even a lap. There we go. Christian Tomlin, Chapel Bob, Travis McDonald, the 5, Andy Williams, Brett Van Wood, Brian Angel, Alan Hunt, Dorspot of the 10, Wayne Bridges, Richie Jackson, Jonathan Foxworth, Matthew Lane, Kelly McKellen, and Tina Davis, 11 to 16. Now 5 to go ends now, just 4 more laps, 32 of 35. Will we see a finish in this green flag run? No, we won't. Yellow flag out. Looks like Tina Davis crashing down. Let's have a look. That one actually did show up. Just got a bit loose, lost that speed coming into the turn. The car rolled around and that has brought out that caution. Alright, off we go, and racing single file restart. It's just going to be a couple of laps to go here. Mikey Mixter, hold on. Chris Sandridge make something happen. Can Travis McDonald, Tom Land, Chad Puttable, can they make something happen from that top 5 position? Have to wait and see. It doesn't look like it. Mikey's in firm control right now. White flag lap. We are going to have a finish. Oh, Mikey, get off the wall, son. Chris is going to drop it in low. He's going to make one last ditch run at that start finish line. Is it going to work? I think he got a little bit loose, lost a little bit of speed there. And Mikey was able to run to that line. He was. You can't not throw it in there, can you, Chris? You have to give it that shot. All right, looks like everyone just crossing at that start finish line there. We'll have our results very soon. All right, there we go, results. All right, so finishing in 16th, Tina Davis. Nerdherd Racing's Richard Jackson in 15th. Mo Digging Murphy's Kellen McKellen finished 14th. 13th was Matthew Land, 12th. Jay Puttable at Dirt Warrior Racing. Wayne Bridges finished 11th. The B-Main Bandit finished in 10th. Jonathan Foxworth, KHR's very own door spotter, up ahead of him in 9th. Yoda Outlaws Brian Angel in 8th. Alan Hunt finished in 7th. Yoda Outlaws teammate Brent Vanderwood in 6th. Our top 5, Travis McDonald in 5th. 4th, Andy Williams. The top 3 podium finishes, Tom Land in 3rd, Chris Dandridge for Outcast Racing in 2nd, but Mikey Mixter gets the job done. Let's get his deets up on our screen here. And we'll get over to the Discord and have a bit of a yarn with him, see what he thought. There it is. All right, we're jumping in the booth with the 13 car, Mikey Mixter. Great race, man. Congratulations. Before we get to that tonight, obviously with the Dirt Street Stocks, we love doing it. Throwback paint round, and your car looks like you had to get the gaffer tape out and stuff for the numbering, for the lettering, and it looked amazing, buddy. There were some really, really good cars out there. Chris, this was another good one. Do you think the throwback paint made it just that little bit quicker?
It must have, because I did not plan on being in this booth tonight. It just, I found a groove and I just focused. I told those guys right at the race, I don't think I breathed like a breath the whole race.
You know, I love those races where you exhale at the end and you go, wait, did I not breathe for like 30 laps? And you don't
Oh,
know.
you know, my heart's racing right now. Like, I'm like, whoo, I'm trying to still catch my breath.
Now, you took that lead pretty early on. Looked like Chris was going to be pretty unbeatable. First heat win, got out there in that pole position start and really started to run away with it. But looked like he put a little bit too much faith in that low line. And it does work, but I don't know if it was a combination of that high line coming in and Tom just sort of being there, giving you a little bit of extra sort of push and things like that. But both of you just managed to get past him. It looked like it was building and building and building, and then there was just that crescendo, and you just raced past him and brought Tom with him. And Chris was very much chasing the tail from then on. A couple of those cautions possibly getting in the way of a solid run, but you know, he got past Tom Land, got up into that second spot, and through that low line entry at 3 and 4 at the end of the race there to try and do something. Did you see that coming? Did you think, oh, I'll just stay where I am, I'll hold the speed, or were you like, oh shit, he's going to try this?
No, honestly, I was so focused ahead of me. Like, a good friend of mine told me one time, like, if you're in the lead, just pretend like no one's behind you. So that's exactly what I did. I turned the relative off.
Yep. That's good.
But yeah, all them guys were running real hard. Like I said, I noticed in practice that all the fast laps were running a high line. So I kind of just went up there and was like, get used to it. And I just stuck with it the whole time, and it really worked for me.
Yeah, now I'm just looking at some of the quick times on the board, and you actually have quick time 18.81 is the quickest lap on the track. After that, I think it was 18.91, which was Chris Standridge. So a good hundredths of a second quicker there. And at a place like Eldora, where race speed is so close, that hundredths of a second is all it's going to take. I mean, you did race him to the line almost quarter of a second, 2.249. But it looks so close. So for that fastest lap to be less than a hundredths of a second, there really wasn't a lot of difference between you guys. And I think realistically, I think Chris needs to have a word with the caution crew, the race control guys, and sort of see if they can relax the yellows, because I feel like that was his run in that regard. He could build that momentum and get it going, but unfortunately, obviously, through resets, once you're behind a car, so you can catch up to him, but getting past him, having that speed to get past him is going to be tricky. But here we are. Now,
Oh yeah, and Chris is a great driver. I've raced with Chris for years now, and he always makes it challenging, and he races clean. I really like running with him.
He does. He races a lot of. I mean, most of these guys do. If and not that they don't race clean. If we say when we say most, but some of the guys just not as confident in their abilities, and sometimes you can step on it a little bit if you second guess yourself. But guys like Chris, Tom Land, or pretty much anyone in that that top five was more than capable of, if given an opportunity, getting the job done. Tom Land always looks quite strong in the street stocks as well as the sprint cars. Andy Williams is one of those guys that's just been consistently up there in the top five. Travis, I don't think we need to say much about Travis. We know, it's that McDonald name. They all they do is win. To get a win against these guys, I'd almost pat myself on the back and consider that a championship victory. You know what I mean? Like it's a tough crowd. So to get that win, and especially to come in with no expectation and no sort of goal. Like obviously you want to do your goal is always to do as best as you can, as finish as high up as you can. But really, is it okay? I'm going to win this race. You know what I mean? Like this is mine. You've just got to get out there and do your best and work with what you were given, and that's what you did. You did that beautifully, man.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, I put more worry into the paint of the car, and then I got out there, and it felt good.
What's it feeling like moving from? I know, obviously, dirt street stocks is one level of competition, but then the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds over at Volusia Speedway Park, another racy track, another racy car, but two very different bookends in terms of car style and speed and ability, things like that. Do you feel like you can carry some of this momentum over to Volusia into the UMPs?
Well, unfortunately, I got to miss that one, but I know these guys are going to put on a great show for you.
No, look, we do have that. We always have a couple. We lose a couple from the street stocks. We gain a couple with the UMP. So no pressure, but whoever comes in and takes Mikey's seat in the UMPs, you've got that expectation to perform. But what about tomorrow night? We've got the Wayne's World Racing Series, Wayne's World Arse Racing Series, Asphalt Street Stocks, as well as the Schuler Racing Series, non-wings. Will we see you out there tomorrow night?
Yes, I will be at both races. And there's a small change for tomorrow. The Asphalt Street Stocks will be at Knoxville for the Bomber race, and the rules will be explained before the race. But we had some trouble, and we had to test Lernerville, and we couldn't get the cars back up the hill. So we made a quick change of that, but it should be a good show.
Excellent. We'll look for that. We might even try and make ourselves a bit available for the drivers' meeting and see if we can't get that chat on the air so the guys watching fully abreast of the situation. But that's what it's like here. We're quite fluid. The Knuckleheadz iRacing League will bounce and roll with the punches, and if something's not working, they'll make the changes and improve the situation. So a couple of round changes tomorrow. We'll get that information live as it happens. But before we let you go, Mikey, fourth to first, congratulations, brother. Great run. Finished the night with bragging rights for 1 week. Before we let you go, though, there's a team that goes into making all this possible, friends, family, and sponsors. Who do you need to give a shout out?
Oh, first off, my wife. She lets me do this stuff. She puts up with it. I love her. The guys in the league, everybody here, it's a great group of guys and ladies now.
Yes,
but
Tina, yep.
It's fun to show up and talk to these guys and hear about their week. They've all become like friends to me. It's just a fun group. They get the picture. You know what I mean?
No, definitely do. And it just clicks. And we had another guy reach out during the race sort of going, oh, is this open to anyone? And from my memory, the only, I think, limit you guys have is the 3,000 I rating cap. So yes, it's still attracting people that see what you do out there on the track and go, I want to be a part of that. I want that, because we know we're all parts of different iRacing groups on Facebook and things like that. And if you asked the general public on Facebook what the scene is like, they would say, "Oh, it's not good. It's not good." No, you just haven't seen Knuckleheadz. You haven't seen some of these other leagues that are just out there doing their thing.
Exactly.
Not interested in getting involved in drama. Not interested in tooting their own horn. They're just out here doing races and putting on good competition weekly. So no, look, if you are looking for somewhere to race, guys and girls, and you're watching, yeah, this is the place. It is it's the worst it'll get is you might get crap from Chris Standridge, and that if you've seen him race, he can't give you credit. No, I'm joking, Chris. Love you, brother. But no. In all honesty, it is a great group of guys. It's continuously being added to, and friends and family members are joining, and it's a testament to you guys and everything that you do behind the scenes. All right, well, I reckon the UMP lobby is open, so I better get over to that so we can get the practice up on the screens. Congratulations yet again, brother. We'll see you again tomorrow night. We'll have you back in the booth anytime you can. Obviously, that part is entirely in your control, but I doubt it will.
I'm going to keep trying.
All right, brother. Congratulations. You have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. All right, that was Mikey Mixer. He was the winner here tonight for the Dirt Street Stocks, Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks. We're going to just jump over to our what screen? I think it's this one.
Fans, welcome to the Schiller Racing.
The lights go low. The crowd is roaring. Time to go.
I'm just going to mute that for a second. I just realized I had no audio here. All right, so we're just going to switch over to this screen. This is our Be Right Back screen. And I'll just get the UMP Modifieds lined up and raring to go. We'll be back soon.
Lights, mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and raw. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom Land, the Terminator, pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudabah, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and raw. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom Land, the Terminator, pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudabah, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. Steel and speed, the battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow.
are back momentarily as we get the intro done. Knuckleheadz iRacing League's UMP Modifieds here at Volusia Speedway Park at Barberville, USA. This is the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. We just wrapped up the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks. One more lot of heat racing groups of heat racing action and feature racing to come. KX450 bloke, thank you for the follow on Twitch, my friend. Let me know who you're here to check out. We'll make sure that they get covered on our screens. All right, let me just jump back over to the intermission screen while I get this practice screen all set up. Where's that playing? Oh, I need duplicate.
TV, let's roll. Bob on the mic, the voice of the night, calling every lap under fierce floodlights. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding, loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar.
Right, let's get rid of that. Just doing some live editing as we work here, guys and girls. Oh yeah, bloody thing. There it is. Overlays. Where's the overlays? That's the browser source. Sorry, guys. Normally I'd take a quick break during the warm-ups, but I thought I'd just try and get some of this tidied up live. Browser source, there it is. There we go. All right. Oh, we don't have any race sound. There we go. Let's get the race sound going. All right. It's about 7 minutes left. Just going to take a quick break. I'll be back in about 5 minutes before we get to our qualifying. All right. I'll be back in just a few moments, guys and girls. Thank you. Oh, excuse me, I'd unmuted and I kept coughing, thinking, oh, I haven't unmuted yet, I can just cough. But guess what? Bob is back. Apologies for that one. Let's get over to our live screen for the qualifying portion of this broadcast. What do we got? So yeah, Cakes 450 bloke, thanks for the follow. Oh, Filth, welcome in, brother. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing Leagues KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. Actually, let's just get the racing pro back up. Let's do another intro. So yeah, Knuckleheadz iRacing Leagues KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds here at Volusia Speedway Park, Barberville, USA. We started off the night with the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks. Congratulations, Mikey Mixter. He hasn't been able to come on over to this race, however, so he won't be going back to back. We will have a second victor for the night, but they are currently in qualifying. Who is quick time? Let's have a look. Andy Williams, 16.322. Dawson Potter, Tom Land, the top three. Kent McLean's there. Kelly McKellen, Hunt, Matthew Lane, Chris Dandridge. Looks like we've got about 13 cars for this one, so we lost a few street stock drivers, did not gain any UMP mod drivers, so just a minute and a half left in qualifying to go. All right, while we're running out the qualifying, I'm just going to get my water bottle refilled, because I forgot to do that. I'll be back in a moment. All right, I've run out of things I need to do, things I need to have with me as we get ready to wrap up qualifying. All of the cars have qualified. Travis McDonald, quick time with the 16.283. Andy Williams, Dawson Potter, Tom Land, Jonathan Fox with the top 5. Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges, Chris Sandridge, Ken McLean, Kelly McKellen, the top 10. Alan Hunt, Matthew Land, and Brent Vanderwood are going to round out the remainder of that 13-car field. So we might even only have 2 heats here tonight for this one. Let's have a look. We'll have to wait and see what the heat 1 lineup looks like. It is possible. No, they could go 5-5 or 5-4 and 4. Maybe. Yeah, that's what they're doing. All right, heat 1's at grid. Let's get ourselves all set up and ready to go. All right, Travis McDonald, Tom Land, that's the front row. Wayne Bridges and Kelly McKellen in the second row. Brett Vanderwood will be on that third and final row. All right, one more time around the track. We're going to get this one underway. So we've got a 3-heat field here tonight. First heat will be 5 cars and then 4 and 4. 6 laps will be the total count. go. Travis McDonald for a good start there. Tom Land's going to run that momentum as well. Oh, almost got caught up though in Travis McDonald's rear end. Had to let off considerably. That's allowed Wayne Bridges to get a bit of a run, as is Kellen McKellen. Travis McDonald, though, sort of got that car back up to speed right at the perfect time and is going to be able to keep that one in the race lead. Tom Land, though, fallen all the way back to 5th place with the yellow flag coming out. Lined back up and ready to go. All right, looks like might be a single file restart here, just because the laps are counting. We're on lap 4 of 6. It's going to extend out to a 7-lap Heat 1 heat race here for Travis McDonald, Kelly McKellen, Wayne Bridges, Tom Land and Brent Vanderwood. That double wide. Kelly McKellen, Travis McDonald front row. Wayne Bridges and Tom Land second row. It looks like it's going to be Brent Vanderwood on that third and final row. Oh, door-to-door contact, Kelly McKellen and I think it was Wayne Bridges. Hard to tell there. Travis McDonald off to a great start there. Oh, the 91 and the 48 still banging and beating. Kelly McKellen, Tom Land, Brent Vanderwood and Wayne Bridges behind them. But that is some heavy racing there between the UMPs. So just a quick sip of water. Flag is here. So that first heat race done and dusted. We should be able to get the results pretty quickly. There we go. So Wayne Bridges in 5th. Yoda Outlaws, Brett Vanderwood 4th. Tom Land for Motorwear International in 3rd. Mooting Murphy's Kelly McKellen in 2nd. Travis McDonald has secured the Heat 1 victory. Let's get over to the grid for Heat 2. 4 cars. It's going to be Andy Williams and Jonathan Foxworth. Chris Standridge and Alan Hunt on that second row. Heat 2 about to get started. Let's do a bit of a wider cam for a start. 725 and the 29 on that front row. Andy Williams, Jonathan Foxworth, respectively. That's Chris Standridge and Alan Hunt, the 22 and the 72. Pace car has left the track. Off we go. So that inside line a little bit quick there, but I get mistaken, well not mistaken, disproven with Jonathan Foxworth just racing his way off into that race lead up high there. So Chris has been able to come under Andy Williams though on the low line there, but they are side by side, so that competition not over yet. It looks like Andy might actually have the benefit there. Lap, second heat race, second lot of heat races for the night, our final racing for the evening. We will be back tomorrow morning Australian, Monday evening US, so still plenty of racing to come this racing week. Just see Andy creeping up under Jonathan Foxworth there. So John's going to hold it down though and not panic too much. Just keep the line run, keep the throttle pressed. The race car will do the rest for him. White flag, a lap. This is it. Last lap. The 29 to 725, the 22. They are tightly packed. Hunt back there in fourth spot, but looks like the order not going to change. Chris going to try something down low against Andy, not going to work. As we get our second of 3 heat races done and dusted. There we go. Alan Hunt in fourth. Outcast Racing's Chris Andrews third. Andrew Williams in second, but the B-main bandit himself, Jonathan Foxworth, takes out victory in Heat 2. Our third and final heat for the night. Dawson, Potter and Brian Angel, Kent McLean, Matthew Land. So Dawson, Potter, Brian Angel front row, Kent McLean, Matthew Land second. Down to the track here. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's racing, guys and girls. Dirt street stock and UMP action tonight. Tomorrow night it is asphalt street stock and wingless sprints variety. And then wrapping up the racing a week with the limited late models as well. Time around Volusia Speedway Park. Get this one underway. This is what we're here for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Victory Lane. There can only be one victor. That was Mikey Mixter in the dirt street stocks. He's not here for the UMP Modifieds, so we will have one more winner to talk to before the night is out. Who is going to park it on Victory Lane? Let us know in the chat who you think it is going to be. Truck leaving the track there. We're going to get this one underway. Green flag, lights flash is the start. Restarts are on leader. My money's on John Bobson. Welcome in, Griff the Merciless, Miff the Griffless. Let's see if my shout outs are working today. They weren't working last night. Fun fact. when we were talking the other day about me potentially joining EMS, I was thinking about using the name John Bobson. Or did I mention that? Been lurking for ages. Yeah, I don't know why my shoutouts aren't working. Bot's running. Everything says it's connected. Not partially connected. Ah, it's not connected to stream. Open stream elements. For some reason. That's stream elements. Streamlabs. All right, anyway, we're racing here, Bob. 4 of 6. Dawson Potter's got the second last lap, and he is off. And in that racing lead, Kent McLean, Brian Angel, Matthew Land. That's an amazing coincidence then. That's cool. White flag lap. Dawson's going to take it from start to finish here. All 6 laps he has led. 16.331 was his quickest lap. Can he top that at the start finish line for the final time? Let's see. No, it just says chicken flag. Oh, no, 16.391, so no, it doesn't top his quick time, but locks in that Heat 3 victory. There we go, Heat 3 results. Matthew Land in 4th. Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel 3rd. BAM Motorsports, Kent McLean in 2nd. But KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 1st place. Let's get the grid up for our feature race here. 35 laps at Volusia Speedway Park. Before we go over that, though, let's just have a quick look. We'll have a quick look at the points. Just to see, the Travis McDonald won last week. Kent McLean is our points leader, so they'll likely go to the rear of field. That means front row is going to be Dawson Potter and Jonathan Foxworth. Callum McKellen and Andy Williams on that second row. Kent McLean, Tom Land and Chris Hendrich on that third row. This is going to get confusing. Brian Angel and Brett Vanderbilt on that 4th row. Alan Hunt and Matthew Land, 5th row, I believe. Let's get down through this grid. Wayne Bridges, and then, Travis McDonald, Kent McLean, rounding out the rest of that field. 13 cars, 35 laps, Volusia Speedway Park. 30 laps, not 35, Bob. All right, here we go. 30 laps, Volusia Speedway Park, our 2nd of 2 main events for Knuckleheadz iRacing League. They are banging and bashing back there. We could just see that. I wonder if that'll bring out the yellow. No, it looks like they've been able to keep it green. Nope, yellow, straight. There we go. I'm trying to clean the glasses. They're all smudged, and I've made them worse. So thank you for the yellow flag, lads. That gives me time to quickly clean them. Thank you, Lolly, for the like over at the Facebook side of things. Appreciate you. Oh, I sprayed myself in the face with glasses cleaner. Would have been awkward. I can see clearly now. I've cleaned my glasses. Dawson Potter, Jonathan Foxworth, front row. Andy Williams, Kelly McKellen, second row. Chris Standridge, Brett Banner with third row. Alan Hunt, Matthew Land, fourth row. Wayne Bridges and Travis McDonald on that fifth row. Sixth row is Kent McLean. Looks like Tom Land and Brian Angel currently in the pits. We can just see them parked up as we drive past. One little smudge was getting rid of as we get going again. 5 of 30. Volusia Speedway Park, the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds back under racing situation. Jonathan Fox with our race leader, Dawson Potter. Just doing something weird. Andy Williams, Chris Evans, Travis McDonald at the top 5. Let's get the cameras moving a little bit. Cars at the back on the track. Common Matthews Land back there in 13th and 12th. Wayne Bridges 11th. Vanderbilt currently 10th. Brian Angel, Kelly McKellen, Alan Hunt, Ken McLean, the 10 to 6. Travis McDonald, Chris Sanders, Andy Williams, Dawson Potter. That race leader, Jonathan Foxworth up the front. 16.243. Quick time there for Chris Sanders on that lap. That was the last one. Glasses here, but we are 7 of 30 in green flag racing so far. A couple of big packs forming. We've got the 29 all the way back to the 7. That's Brian Angel. No, sorry, not back to 75. Sorry, Ken McLean, Travis McDonald. That's the 1 to 6. Then the pack starts behind them. Brian Angel in 7th spot, the 7 car, and we can see the 72, the 48, the 8, the 92 back there behind them. The 91 fallen off the pack a little bit. Similar with the 091, looks like he got out of the way of the lead pack there. Oof. Caution out, Jonathan Fox has got a little loose there, might have panicked a little bit. Looks like it was Matthew Land that came unstuck, brought out our first feature caution. Let's have a look here. Here he is in the Valvoline 091. Didn't want to stick into the turn and just shot straight up. Maybe broke the steering arm there. Didn't look like it wanted to turn at all. All right, looks like one more time around as they get lined up double wide. Jonathan Foxworth, Dawson Potter on that front row. going to be, looks like Chris Standridge and Andy Williams, Kent McLean and Travis McDonald, second and third rows. Fourth row looks like it is Travis McDonald and, Ken McKellen and Brian Angel, Brett Vanderwood and Wayne Bridges on that fifth row. Sixth row, Tom Land and Alan Hunt. Seventh row will be Matthew Land. Off we go and racing again. Lap 11 of 30. Coming up on the halfway mark, only about 4 so laps to go. John Foxwood, Dorsport, Andy Williams, Ken McLean, Chris Standridge to the 5. At 4 though, second to fourth is so tightly packed. John Foxwood able to get that run off as our latest caution comes out. All right, single file restart might be coming our way. Are they going to line up too wide here and just confuse me? All right, haven't lined up double wide yet. One more time to go around, I imagine. So it's going to be a single file restart. It does look like it's going to be the B-main bandit, Jonathan Foxworth on the front row. Dawson Potter behind him. Andy Williams, third, starting position. Fourth, Kent McLean. Chris Standridge was starting in fifth. Sixth, Travis McDonald. Wayne Bridges behind him in seventh. Brett Vanderwood, eighth. Ninth, Tom Land. Alan Hunt in 10th. Starting in 11th will be Brian Angel. Matthew Land, 12th. Kelly McKellen is currently in the pits, so scored in 13th, not starting at this point. Caution out as quickly as we got that one going. I was just about to jump to the normal cams to get us started, but caution out. Looks like Tom Land, Kelly McKellen. I think it was no Brett Vanderwood. There's 91 there, the 8, there's 72 behind. Or the 8 just got in the rear of the 91, spun him around. Oh, it looked like someone else unable to avoid him as well there. 14 of 30. Almost the halfway mark of this race. Few cautions. UMP's a little bit trickier to handle. 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth. So 4 yellow flags so far in this race. Fortunately, unlike the heat races, laps do not count in that situation. So, boys still able to get the full green flag 30 laps in. Jonathan Foxworth, Dawson Potter, Andy Williams, Chris Sanders, Travis McDonald, Ken McLean, Wayne Bridges, Alan Hunt, Kelly McKellen, Brian Angel, Brent Vanderwood, Matthew, and Tom Land will be our starting order. Give me a moment. Let's go to the dogs. Alright, I was back in time for the start, but just had a coughing fit first, so here we are. Sorry, there's that last one. It's like, oh, what cough? Welcome to the cough. But the hiccups next. Alright, Jonathan Foxworth, Dawson Potter, Andy Williams, Christina Travis McDonald, still the 5 as these guys get this racing action back up and going. 18 of 30 in. Over 2 handfuls of laps of racing to go, but it is not locked in by any means. Jonathan Foxworth definitely looking quite dominant tonight and holding his own, but the 725 Andy Williams, 44 Dawson Potter getting in a bit of contact there. Looks like the 88 might have been able to not avoid it as well. Chris Travis, they were the ones that got the promotion up into the top 3 run. That will definitely make Jonathan Foxworth slightly nervous. Travis, definitely one of the stronger cars in the competition. Chris Standridge, no slouch in a UMP modified. So this one, it's not going to be very interesting. 10 laps are remaining in this battle. 2/3 of the race done. Jonathan Foxworth for 2/3. He's put in all that effort. Now it's going to come down to these last 10 laps potentially. Thought they were about to fall into a double wide lineup there, but I think it will be just single file. Less than 10 to go. They've already had a single file restart. Might as well stay that way. Let's see here. Jonathan Foxworth in the starting position. Chris Sanders behind him in second. Third starting is Travis McDonald, Ken McLean, Alan Hunt, 4th and 5th. Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges, Brett Vanderwood, Kelly McKellen, and Tom Land will start in the 6 to 10 slots. And 11 and 12th, Matthew Land and Andy Williams. Unfortunately, Dawson Potter, one of the main victims of this previous caution, currently in the pits in 13th as the pace truck joins him. And this It's a 10-lap battle remaining underway. Knuckleheadz iRacing, Knuckleheadz iRacing Leagues, KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. It's top 5, very racy at the moment. Jonathan Foxworth able to get the start though, so. Oh, no caution, back out. Lap 22 of 30. This will be our third single file restart. Hopefully the last one. Alright, off we go, racing. Jonathan Foxworth, Chris Downers, Travis McDonald, Kevin McLean, Alan Hunt, Wayne Bridges, Brian Angel, Callum McCullum, Brent Van Wood, Andy Williams, Matthew Land, Dawson Potter, Tom Lamb. 13 cars remain. Only 7 laps to do as well. Try and stay up the front with this action as much as we can. See if Jonathan Foxworth can hang on. Chris Downridge climb up and take the win. Could it be Travis McDonald, Kevin McLean, Alan Hunt? We'll have to wait and see. Not many laps remaining. That second, third, fourth, even fifth battle is going to be too much for Chris to take that focus and put it forward. He's got Travis McDonald heavily on him, but Travis has got the 75 again, McLean and Alan Hunt there as well. So Chris has been out of focus a little bit more on Jonathan. There's those hiccups, Jonathan Foxworth a bit. Average still the quickest car out there, 16.855. And Travis McDonald going to have a bit of a battle for third and fourth as well there by the looks of it. With about 2.5 laps remaining in this race. Chris Dandridge has gotten past the 29. 38 and 75, the 72. There's been some battles all over the shop here. White flag lap. We are going to have a finish. Chris Dandridge is going to be the heartbreaker here and steal a victory from the B-Main Bandit. There it is, checkered flag. What a run by Chris Standridge. Let's just go back and before we get to the results, there's the white flag. Where did Chris pass him for the lead? Here it is. Let's just watch this play out. So they had that outside run. They got slidey. They both stood up together, but Chris just had that speed and was able to get that car in front, take that race lead. It was almost a crash behind him. That would have brought out a caution and would have been very interesting, but thankfully it did not occur. Let's get to our official results for our second of two races tonight. The KP Plumbing Services UMP Modifieds. We have got in 13th KHR's very own Dawson Potter. Andy Williams finished 12th. Mo Digging Murphy's Kelly McKenna in 11th. Matthew Land at 10th. Yoda Outlaws Brett Vanderwood in 9th. Tom Land in 8th. Yoda Outlaws teammate Brian Angel in 7th. Wayne Bridges 6th. The top 5, Alan Hunt. Bam Motorsports driver Kent McLean in 4th. Travis McDonald finished 3rd. The B-Main Bandit 2nd. Jonathan Foxworth. But our Cast Racing's Chris Standridge gets the job done and gets the victory. Let's get his deets up on our screen here. There we go. Unmute the interview channel because I'm on the ball today. Okay. There we go. All right, we'll jump in to the winner's booth. For about 27 green flag laps, we thought it was going to be the B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth, but Chris Standridge getting the job done. We went back and watched that sort of outside pass. It looked like he tried to sort of, I don't know if he came up to block you or whatever, but you both floated up beautifully and you just got that bite out of the turn and raced off past him. Was that an intentional move or was that just sort of reacting to the racing sort of situation at the time?
No, I just I noticed every lap I kept gaining on him every time he'd go down low like that, and I just figured I was just waiting for him to kind of mess it up a little bit once and get that shot on the outside and go for it.
Now, started in, I think, 8th, so back on the 4th row. Number of cautions, so it took a bit, not that long for you to race your way up into that top 5, but I feel like part of the battle, you'd sort of spend a lot of time trying to catch up or race against Jonathan in the lead, but then you'd have your guys like Travis, Kent, Dawson for a big part of it as well, where you sort of had to focus on the guys behind you and they sort of brought you off the race. Do you kind of owe Kent and Alan a bit of money for keeping Travis off your tail, allowing you to get back into that battle late to sort of make that move? Or was it always sort of in control? You're sort of where you needed to be?
Man, I don't know really. I was just focused on Foxworth, and I've been passed by Travis and Kent so many times that if they pass me, oh well, it's just part of it. So you know, I just focus on the guy ahead of me, and if they pass me, great. If they don't, well, hey, all right.
That is my methodology. It's I'll let you pass because you're either going to be worse than me and crash someone, or better than me and I was never going to catch you anyway. And it seems that it's a good system. It does work. But yeah, like we've spoken about it a lot. Race speed is so similar. The guys are going to be on your tail to the point where if there's a little bit of speed momentum change, there was a little bit of nose to bum action. In some cases, it kept it green. In some cases, Racing Deal bringing out the caution. But that's the happy obstacle. I mean, it's not happy. You know what I mean? It's if that's your only problem, that's a good problem to have. That you know your cautions are coming from racing incidents, stealing from race speed, and from guys being just so similarly paced. You were the quickest guy out there. I can't remember what your quick time actually was. It was 16. No, you were quick time. You had a 16.24, which was quick time for a considerable amount of time. But Kent McLean with a 16.15 was able to get quick time. But for the last few laps there, as you were running the race speed, you were definitely the quicker one out there. And I've often said, you are quite good in the UMPs. What is it about them that clicks?
I don't know. I really don't. Honestly, they don't drive like they do in real life, so I can't say that's what it is. There are parts of it, though. Yeah. I mean, there are parts of it, though, that are realistic. Like if you don't start to turn before you tap the brake or let off the gas a little bit, it's going to go forward. And, you know, you got to hit the gas harder to go around those turns. It'll give you a little more steer. I mean, it's just over time we just kind of figured it out. But I mean, I would still say Travis and Kent do better than I do. I had some really lucky breaks tonight, so I'll take them.
Yeah. Now, I have to look up the results, but I believe, didn't you? I don't want to misquote myself, but I believe, was it second in the prior race? Dirt Street Stocks at Eldora. Yeah, second place in that one. So really thought it looked like you were going to run a, well, you did run a good race, but it looked like you were running an even better race. Obviously, the BobbethTV throwback logo on there, I think, added that extra sort of like tenth, so kept you up in the run, especially at Eldora. I think it adds a little bit of weight. My beard's just a little bit heavy, keeps the bite on the rear tyres. So good run there, man. That was a great race as well. We were remiss not to bring that one up. Now we've got the Asphalt Racing Series and the Schuler Racing Series, the wingless sprint varieties, tomorrow. Now I know I won't look at the schedule because I know they've changed from I think Lernerville and another track because of the cars on there. But you're looking forward to the Asphalt Street Stocks tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm Jekyll and Hyde in those cars. Like I'm either at the front or at the back. There's never. I'm just and I never know what's going to be. It's like I come into practice blind, and it's just like, whoa, I had fast time. How'd that happen? And then the next race will be like, I'm at the back. What's going on? I just show up, push the gas pedal, and hope for the best. Really.
That's it. Good or bad, it's all left out on the track, and you just deal with it as it comes. And some great racing tonight. Still plenty good racing to come. As I say, the Asphalt Street Stocks and the wingless. We'll say wingless open wheels, I guess is probably the easiest way to say it. And then wrapping up the racing week with the limited late models. So still some good racing to go. I don't mean to wrap the interview up short, but I've got to rush off. Just something. It's a pleasure to have you in the booth, though, Chris. We'll have you any time. Obviously, that part is entirely in your control. Friends, family, sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out for getting here tonight?
Just thanks to the wife, and I do want to shout out, and thanks to all the guys who couldn't make it tonight. Most of you probably would have beat me, and so I truly appreciate it.
Definitely. Well, no Chad, no Josh Roberts. Who are some other more noticeable names? Mike Davis had to work tonight. It's just it's something we do talk about. It's whether it's via effort or via luck, and let's face it, we had a lot of drivers say they'd rather be lucky than good. You guys don't squander opportunities. Foxworth, he had that run, and he really had to work for that lead, but he really made you guys work for the challenges, things like that. Dawson's another one, as I say. We spoke about the other guys. You really can't rest on your laurels. Whether you're getting an opportunity and you're sort of starting a little bit further up, or you've gotten that jump up from a caution, or whether it's just your night and things are clicking. You just can't rest until that checkered flag, and we saw that tonight. So congratulations. Best of luck with everything you've got going on in the racing week, my man, and we'll talk soon.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you. All right, that was Chris Standridge, who is our victor here tonight, the KP Plumbing Modifieds. We had the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stock. So you can hear a little bit of urgency in my voice. I've really got to run, guys and girls. I can't do the usual wrap up. So thank you, Brian Angel Senior says, nice race, everyone. Thanks, Griff, for coming out. Shrubs earlier, I believe Shrubs was here. Yeah, Shrubs. Was Shrubs here? Mike Davis, KX450 for the follow, as well as Filth. We had a few likes and shares. Kellen McKellen, Brooks Trammell, Thomas Dennis. Brooks was here as well. Lolly, thank you. Appreciate you all for coming out. We'll catch you all tomorrow night as American, tomorrow morning Australian, to do it all over again. Thanks for watching. My name's Bob. Love you all. Bye.